Today I'll show you what $80,000 buys you with a Ram 1500. I'll include a link to the Ram Here in Heber's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood is a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town, 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 469 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help me out with that. Blacked out 1500 Hurricane badge there on the hood. This also has the vents with this sport package. The lights are kind of lighter with the bezel, but then the grille is blacked out. However, the Ram logo is still chrome. And then at the bottom we got recovery points, fog lights, parking sensors, and a body painted bumper. Altogether, it has a more premium appearance, I'd say. Tire wheel setup is 275 by 55 by 20. You've got silver on the top of the wheel, metallic gray in the center portion, and all-terrain tires because this has the off-road package. Nice body painted fender flares. You got the Ram logo there on the side. The mirror caps are actually blacked out. Truck is coil sprung in the rear, and there's your off-road decal. With those painted elements in the wheels, the side profile is quite nice looking, and yes, this is a crew cab with the shorter bed. When it comes to key fob features, we have our lock and unlock feature, remote start, tailgate drop down, and then the Ram logo on the back. This truck has LED lights in the bed. We have an outlet, cargo tie-down points that are on a slider system so you can change where they're at, and plenty of space. When you're all done, you can just actually nudge the tailgate with your leg and it'll automatically raise up. Surprisingly, this has the baseline taillights. I'm not sure what that's all about. Anyways, parking sensors on the rear, dual outlet exhaust tips too. That will cap things off for the exterior of this truck. Just kidding, this one also happens to have the little kick step feature. Let's now check out the interior. Nice stitching on the door panel with the soft touch. There's some suede trim, wood trim too. This one comes with the upgraded Harman Kardon sound system. And the seats have a mix of that soft touch with the suede trim. They're perforated down the center. There is some storage underneath the seat, and this also comes with the buckets on either side. Legroom in the back is great. We've got a little storage pocket, cup holders here in the rear, USB ports with heated seats and an outlet. And there's plenty of headroom back here. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. They also power fold in. We've got some more fancy speakers for the Harman Kardon sound system, memory seats. The front door panel also has more of that nice trim, and the windows, front two at least, are automatic. 1357 is the payload capacity. And then the front seats have the Laramie logo perforated down the center. Power adjustments with lumbar support on the front too. Power adjustable pedals to the left of the steering wheel. You've got the button to turn on the outlets in the bed, and then the light controls up above. Automatic headlights, by the way. And start it up. Soft touch all around the steering wheel with the Ram logo front and center. You've got adaptive cruise control, gear limiter, drive mode select, and controls for the center stack all on the steering wheel as well. And as you can see, everything's nicely labeled there. Full digital gauge cluster in the center, which you can change what this displays. That was the nav screen, as you can see. You can also change from the analog view to the digital view. I think the analog looks a little bit nicer. And then finally, there is a heads-up display. Now this Laramie comes with the nicer dash. So you've got a bunch of stitching across, and yeah, it's got the passenger screen. 360 camera, which allows you to see out of a bunch of different angles of the truck. Good resolution with the system. And this is the bigger screen, so you do have a physical kind of setup for the trailer brake controls. Well, part of it, the gain function's built into the screen. Parking sensors are also built into the screen, which I think is kind of pointless, honestly. It's like bigger screen just to be bigger. But yeah, it's pretty responsive. It's got the heated and ventilated seat controls built into it, the climate controls, but then there's also physical climate controls and radio controls on the outside. So, like I said, it seems like it's bigger just to be bigger. This does have a part-time four-wheel drive system, but it does have auto. Still got the dial shifter, auto stop start, off-road cruise, and then our axle lock because of the off-road package. Bunch of USB ports, 2 phone charging pads, outlets, sliding center console, and then plenty of storage space inside. I do like the trim there, kind of has a rugged feel to it. And this one actually has the camera rear view mirror, panoramic sunroof, and there's also a button to open up the glass in the back. 2026 Ram 1500, $80,355. Let's see how this Laramie performs. Laramie, oh dang it. I'm gonna turn the fan speed down. I guess I could have used the button too. But yeah, this is a loaded up Laramie. I'm reviewing 2 other Laramies today, so I'll kind of see how they differ. I think the other one's actually, one of them's actually even more expensive than this, so yeah, go figure. And then one of them's probably less expensive, but we'll see. We will see. Now, why would I review 3 Laramies in one day? Well, the channel is all about showing the different packages, so as boring as it might seem, it's part of the job. And I will say that is one of the most boring parts of my job, is like going into a dealership and reviewing basically the same truck 3 times because each truck has a slightly different package. But you know, the people demand it. And I do like this new inline 6. I still haven't seen a single Hemi land yet. I think those are probably going to come in a little bit later. But yeah, this engine's got great low end. Smooth. The suspension's comfortable. And it's quiet. So with the Rams, they do double paned up front, even on the Bighorn. So it makes it a lot quieter than what you experience with a lot of the other automakers that, like GM, for example, only offer double paned on the top of the line package. And I don't even know if Ford offers it at all. I have to check some of the F-150s. But yeah, this is kind of like a little sports car engine. See, V6s don't have a good rep, but inline 6s, everyone seems to kind of like them. Again, the fuel economy they get, the power delivery they have, it's all very appealing. It's a Cyber Yuck. Yeah, it's got great power. And it's smooth with the delivery. It doesn't sound like really much at all. It's kind of a vacuum cleaner for an engine when it comes to sound, but it certainly has power. It certainly does. Man, this thing's... I love just how planted the suspension is. And that's the nice thing about having a coil sprung truck. You still have a solid axle in the back, but being coil sprung, it can move a little bit more freely compared to a leaf sprung truck. So that leads to a lot more comfort. So much power. It doesn't quite have the sound or the instant response of the Hemi. Boy, oh boy, does this have power. So $80,000 for a Laramie is, yeah, a lot. You're basically, I mean, this is basically giving you a limited, which is kind of confusing. But then if you want a limited with all the options, then it's even more money. And here's my advice to Ram. I've said this in the past and I'll say it again. Stop being so stingy with certain features that other automakers like Chevy are offering at lower price point. Like Chevy makes it easy to get the camera rear view mirror. They make it easy to get 360 camera, and they're not charging dirt cheap for those, but they're also not charging an arm and a leg. Like $80,000 for a Laramie is kind of crazy if you ask me. And then you end up, you know, because this is so expensive, you end up in the discount game, right? Because when, you know, an LTZ with similar equipment is 70 grand, then people come in here and they go, oh, well, you gotta cut 10 grand off the top just to be competitive with Chevy in terms of the pricing. And, you know, well, maybe the Ram engine won't blow up like the Silverados, so you got that going for you. But I still do think that Ram's being a little bit too stingy with some of these cool tech bits. Like I said, get rid of the stupid passenger screen and just make some of the, like in the Limited, for example, camera rear view mirror, 360 camera, that should be standard equipment, not the passenger screen. Just my 2 cents.